Good afternoon, Winston-Salem Youth Advisory Council, or YAC, as you are fondly known as. It is great to see you all here tonight. My name is Wanda Allen Aberha. I'm the Director of the Human Relations DEI Department. Absolutely thrilled to be your advisor. And with us tonight, we actually have Ms. Jamie Waldeck, and she is co-advisor for the Youth Advisory Council. And so again, we're happy to be here with you for your meeting for October. And at this time, as I'd mentioned to you prior to the beginning of this meeting, you all will typically lead the meetings, but of course you've not voted for officers just yet. And so because you don't have officers, the chairperson of YAC would usually do pretty much what I'm doing, which is welcoming everyone. And then the secretary for YAC would do roll call. But since, again, you don't have those officers elected yet, Jamie and I are going to handle those duties for you until you can move forward with getting everyone in place in your officers' positions. So Jamie, are you ready to move on with roll call?
Sure, I can do that. Let's see. Okay, we have Michael Gallagher from Adkins High School. Max Chen from Adkins High School. Nasi Bongwini from Career Center. She will be arriving late. Leah Rayford from Carver High School. Jacob Taylor from Early College has requested an excused absence. Jada Taylor.
Present.
Gracie Brown from East Forsyth. Jayla Page Thomas.
Present.
Jordan Moore from Kennedy High School.
Present.
Jeremiah Washington from Kennedy High School. Michaela Baird from Mount Tabor High School. Jennifer Mija from Mount Tabor. She has requested an excused absence. Natapat Wrong. Can I ask you how to pronounce your name? Gun?
Yeah, it's Rungrat.
Runrat. Okay, thank you. Madison Williams from Mount Tabor High School.
Present.
Nicholas Spencer from North Forsyth.
Present.
Daniel Reyes from Reagan High School.
Here.
Ava Banner from Reagan High School.
Here.
Lucy Blackman from Reagan High School. Addison Truzzi from Reynolds.
Present.
Tristan Dawson from Parkland High School. Litzy Castillo Oliveira from Parkland High School. Gufran Abd from
Present.
Parkland. Serenity Hextall from Winston-Salem Prep. Kai Newton Roseberry from Walkertown High School. Did I miss anybody? Okay.
Okay, everyone. Well, thank you for participating in roll call. And we're going straight down your agenda for today. So the next order of business is approval of minutes. And Jamie, did you want to address that?
Sure. I sent out the minutes They were some basic minutes from the September meeting since we do not have a secretary elected yet. If you all would like to look over those minutes, or if you've already done that, that would be great. And then we will take a motion to approve them, a second, and then we'll do a roll call vote.
Thank you, Jamie. And also, I know we had a couple of people who just joined us, and welcome. And we're asking everyone to have cameras on, please, since this is a public meeting. We want everyone to have cameras on so that the public can associate names with faces. And also, we would like to know if anyone would be interested in making a motion to approve the minutes. For those who, I think most of you probably have already read those.
I can do it. I motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
Thank you, Addison. Is there a second?
I
I
second that
motion.
I can second that motion.
Okay, I think we had Ava, Daniel, and Max seconding the motion. And so now what we do is a roll call vote. So is anyone interested in taking this on? Anybody interested in trying roll call vote? Especially our veteran YAC members?
I could try it. I have the roll call.
Thanks, Ava.
Of course. So, Michael Gallagher. I just
Ava.
call out people who are present, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Let's see. Addison,
Aye.
Daniel,
Aye.
Max,
Aye.
Jada,
Aye.
Gunn,
Aye.
Gwen,
Aye.
Nicholas, Gouffron,
Aye.
Madison,
Aye.
Jayla,
Aye.
Jordan,
Aye.
and then Zuri.
Aye.
All right.
Thank you. That's awesome. Is that everyone? Okay. Minutes passed unanimously. Wonderful job. Thank you, Ava, again. And so next up on your agenda for this afternoon, we have community presentations. And so you all have with you today Ms. Cheryl Harry, and she is the director and founder of Triad Cultural Arts. And Ms. Harry would like to speak with you all about a very exciting opportunity out in the community. Ms. Harry.
Good evening, and thank you all. I appreciate the opportunity to come before you. Also with me is Gwen Straker, who is a participant in the project that I'm going to speak with you about today, along with Zuri Sweat, who's also a participant. Is it possible I could share my screen? I'm going to run through this presentation very quickly.
You should be able to share now. I just added.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
Our organization, Triad Cultural Arts, in partnership with the Winston-Salem Foundation and the City of Winston-Salem, in particular, the Human Relations Department, will be presenting a pop-up exhibit entitled Rooted in Race, and it's about our community's journey to school integration. The exhibit is actually opening on this Saturday. It will be held at Union Station, and we're very appreciative to Councilmember Scipio and the Human Relations Department for making the Union Station available to us for this important, what we feel is a landmark exhibition. And it's the perfect space for this. But at the opening, you'll get to hear some of the interviewees that we talked to about their experiences with integration back in the 70s, and join in a community dialogue with some of these former students. The purpose of this exhibit is to, or shall we say that we are hopeful that the exhibit will help us understand all of the historical factors that led to racial disparities that exist in our schools today. And we hope that the outcome will be that we can move forward in more thoughtful and careful ways to produce better outcomes for all of our students. The exhibit started out as a online exhibit, and we are making it an in-person exhibit. So it's been kind of challenging and fun, but I just want to give you a very quick synopsis of the exhibit. The exhibit has timelines, and we sort of go back to the 50s and the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s, and then to 2020s, and that's where we sort of pull in our youth voices. We also have a section called Community Voices as well. And there we have, of course, Councilmember Scipio, who was very instrumental in this project, along with two former students from the class of 1975. But there's a particular section that while we're here today, is the Community Voices. And Gwen and Zuri are part of the online exhibit is already. And we also thought so much of that piece that you all did, your student forum, that we pulled excerpts just from some of those pieces and put your barcode there so that people could scan it and listen to the entire presentation. It was just marvelous. I was very impressed. But what we're here today is to ask you all if you would participate in a student talkback day. The exhibit will be up for 3 weeks, and on each Saturday, we're having a different focus. The 29th is the opening day, November 5th is the talkback day, and then on November 12th, we're going to do a piece on education justice as we sort of look toward the future. So, Gwen and Zuri and I and a couple other members from our Queen Juneteenth court met last night to sort of come up with what this day would look like. And I'm going to ask Zuri or Gwen if they will jump in now and just talk about a little bit about that and what we'd like for the Youth Council to be involved with.
I guess I'll go first, making sure, can everyone hear me? Okay, so I'll say a little bit. Hopefully Gwen can bounce off of me because she knows a lot too. Basically, what we wanted this to look like from a teenager perspective, we would kind of do a study kind of, like not like a study seminar, like a seminar kind of session where we would like all get in a circle and kind of have a conversation about our experiences and what we've gone through and how we could possibly make things better. So I think if we're trying to talk about our community, we should have every voice heard, which includes all the young voices as well. Gwen, what about you?
Okay, yeah. Adding on to what Zuri said, so as she said, basically it's a Socratic seminar, and again, it's a way for everyone's voices to be heard. We are hoping to maybe have like a few prompts to get people to kind of talk and share their experiences, but it's going to be very free and open, and it's just very personal, just to share your own experiences and that maybe other people can relate to them and then share theirs as well.
Okay, thank both of you. So our question to you is, would you all be willing to come and participate on November 5th? The time has not been determined yet, primarily because we wanted more input, more student input. You know, I'm a morning person, so, you know, I would say 8 o'clock, but I know that's okay. All right. But what we want to do is find a time that would work for students. The exhibit is open from 11 to 2 on Saturdays. So any hour and a half within that time frame, we can, you know, schedule to have this talk back session. Additionally, the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority will be having sort of like a party to get people registered to vote, and all of that is a community event that will be going on outside. And I think they're having food trucks and music, but you know, we plan to have some pizza and all of that good stuff for you as well. As Gwen and Zuri said, we'd sort of be set up in a quasi panel discussion or the circle type piece, and we'd have the prompts, and those could be determined. We haven't determined those yet, but I'd like to know now if you have any questions or any interest.
My name is Ava. From what you discussed, I would honestly be extremely interested in joining you. I believe it said November the 5th, Saturday?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Any time works well for me throughout that day. So.
Okay. All right, Ava. And we can do this.
Ava.
Excuse me. Yeah, individually or collectively, you know, if you wanted to make this a group project, fine, but you know, we would love to have individuals just sign on, and that would be great as well.
Well, I would love to also participate in it, and I'm available for any of the time from 11 to 2. My name is Addison Truzy.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Daniel Reyes. I'd also be interested in participating. I'm free anytime in the morning, so that's good.
Hi, my name is Joe Pace Thomas. I am also interested. As long as you all have a set day, I will try my best to make it.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
I'm Jordan Moore, and I'm also interested. I would prefer the morning time, though, if possible.
Morning as in 11?
Yes, sorry, about 11, earlier before 2, though.
Oh, okay, all right.
Hi, my name is Gufran Abd. I am completely on board. I'm okay with every time you guys choose to.
Okay.
Hey, my name is Madison Williams. I'm on board with it. Anything around 9-ish, that works for me. That's like my earliest time that I'll do.
Okay. All right. You all were saying early. We'll probably go with 11-ish then. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Jamie, what's the best way to follow up? I have the names and we can follow up after this meeting is over.
If it's, I think that it would be appropriate that I can either forward, if you have an email, I can forward it to them and then copy you on it. And
okay, all right, that'll be great. Okay, all right. Well, we are not going to take up any more of your time. You have a full agenda, and we are most appreciative, honestly. I appreciate this, and thank you so much for lending your voices to this narrative.
And thank you, Ms. Harry, for thinking of YAC for this. And I'm excited that so many of our YAC members are interested in participating. So thank you for bringing this to the Youth Council.
Okay, all right.
And thank you, Council Member Scipio, too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oops.
Okay, awesome, YAC. This is great. And also, I think probably a few of you might have been surprised to see the screenshot. Daniel, I saw you in the screenshot on their flyer from the race relations forum. It was pretty cool. So again, it's great that you all are involved and that you're interested in being involved. This is a very, very critical community issue, and it's important to have these types of discussions and to have the youth voice represented, as Ms. Harry said. So again, kudos to you, YAC, kudos. All right, so next up on the agenda, we have elections. Wondering if any of you would be interested in any of the key positions in leadership for the Youth Council with chair, vice chair, secretary, and historian. And so if you are interested in one of those positions, we'd like for you to say so in the chat feature. If you're interested in chairing the Youth Council or vice chairing, being the secretary or the historian. And of course, the chair leads the meetings. Okay, you are responsible for leading the meeting. You're responsible for going down the agenda and helping to keep order and so on. You are the leader, you're the face of the Youth Council. And so it's important that as the chair that you be available and that you attend the meetings. That's critical. Vice chair will have your back chair. So if you want to be vice chair, you have to also be available for the meetings. And you have to fill in whenever the chair is unable to do so. But even if the chair is present, it's very important that the vice chair be present as well. Secretary, you're responsible for taking notes, basically, doing the minutes for the Youth Council meetings and making sure they're done in a timely way so that YAC can vote on those each and every meeting. And historian, you are basically responsible for making sure that we are documenting all of the things, the wonderful things that YAC does, primarily through pictures. So hopefully you will take photographs, especially as we get more and more in person, and you will just keep up with more or less a scrapbook type of memento for this year for the Youth Council. So that pretty much describes what those positions are, YAC. And I think we had some responses in the chat, looks like. Okay, it looks like Ava is interested in vice chair. Addison is interested in chair. Daniel's interested in vice chair. Jacob's interested in vice chair. Goodfun is interested in secretary. Jordan is interested in historian. I don't have my glasses on, y'all. Sorry, that's why I was hesitating. So anyway, that's what we have now. Did I miss anyone? Okay, so for chair, I think we only have one? Is that what I said, Jamie? One person interested? Okay, thank you. Thank you. And so for the person who's interested in chair, I do believe that was Ms. Truzzi. Would you please let YAC know what you're bringing to the table and why you're interested in being chair?
Well, hi everyone, I'm Addison Truzzi. So I've been a part of YAC since my freshman year, so I've really gotten to watch it grow and flourish, as well as I've gotten to be a part of this during COVID and learning how to still be involved in the community when you're really not able to engage with them. And so I think that I'm able to bring a lot of perspective to the table with me being a student at Reynolds, as well as with me having a couple years under my belt with this program. And I'll be honored to be your chair, as well as I plan on being very dedicated. I have been dedicated. I'm super excited for this year and where it takes. And I'm very excited to lead you guys with this project as well, if you allow me to be your chair.
Thank you so much, Addison. Last call. Would anyone else be interested in sharing? Okay, seeing and hearing no one else. At this point, what we could do, since that we only have one person who is interested, would someone be willing to make a motion to accept Addison as chair?
I motion to accept Addison Truzy as chair of Youth Advisory Council.
Awesome, Ava. I'm sorry, was there a second?
I second the motion.
Thank you, Max. And so, Ava, are you willing to do a roll call vote again?
Yeah, of course. So first on my screen is Daniel.
Aye.
Jordan. Right. I'll come back to her. Max.
Aye.
Jada.
Aye.
Gunn.
Aye.
Gouffron.
Aye.
Jacob.
Aye.
Madison.
Aye.
Nasi.
Aye.
And Jordan, one more time.
Aye.
Jayla.
Aye.
Hey, come on in. You can come in.
Those are the people.
They can't see you yet.
Is that everybody? Did everybody get a chance to vote? Okay, I think we did that. So that was unanimous. And so Addison, congratulations. And guess what, Addison? That means you get to take over the meeting now. Yeah. You do have the agenda, right? I'm really half teasing, half not. If you're not prepared to do that, it's okay. Are you comfortable doing that? Or you want me to keep going or what?
I can lead the meeting for.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll have to leave a little bit early, but I can lead the meeting for what I have. So the next election would be for vice chair. So we have 3 people who are running. We have Ava Banner, we have Daniel Reyes, and we have Jacob Taylor. So would one of you 3 like to start with your speeches as to why you would like to be vice chair?
I can lead the talking point. So hi, my name is Ava Banner, as you guys may know, and I'll start off in the way that Addison did. What I believe that I can bring to the table for the Youth Advisory Council is a lot of knowledge, a lot of want, and a lot of drive. I love to expand on different perceptions and perspectives of different things, different issues. And the main thing that I joined this council for was to benefit the youth, to offer a voice to the youth. And I really believe that as a vice chair, I'll have the capability to reach out and really help the Youth Advisory Council in gaining our goal of constructing a more youth-friendly and youth-involved environment. I started my freshman year, which was last year, and I know that while the other people may have been on here for 3 or 4 years, throughout the 2 years that I have been on it so far, I put in a lot of effort to be at every meeting. I have showed support in writing grants, roll call minutes. I've tried to win every position that I could because the youth advisory is the #1 thing on my list, and it matters the world to me just as much as everybody involved. So I believe as your vice chair that I can really fill the position and I can really provide something new and exciting.
That was an amazing speech. Jacob or Daniel, would you like to speak next?
I can go next. So, hey everyone. So, if you don't know, my name's Daniel Reyes. I've been in YAC since my freshman year, so that's been 3 years now. So, YAC's been really important to me because it's given me an opportunity to really help the community, help youths like myself. And I feel like I'd be an important vice chair because I've been able to experience helping the youth not only in YAC, but also in my place of work. I work at Taekwondo, and a lot of different families from a lot of different backgrounds come. A lot of families from who don't speak English, I have to help translate. So these experiences has really helped me understand that to come up with solutions with the youth, you have to take in multiple perspectives. And I feel that coming from this and also coming from a Hispanic background, I understand that you gotta take into account a lot of different perspectives. That's why I feel like I'd be a good counsel. I've also had a lot of logistical experience with being the club president at DECA at Reagan High School, and also being the demonstration captain in Taekwondo. But more importantly, I think that diversity is a very important value that we need to bring into the council. So that's why I feel like I should be vice chair. Thank you.
Amazing job. Jacob?
Hey Council, my name is Jacob Taylor and I'd like to be Vice President of the Youth Advisory Council. I think the main thing that I can bring to the table is my experience. This is my 3rd out of 4 years, including this year, on the council. 2 of those 4 I served the executive position on the council. I think I have a pretty good understanding of what it takes to be a vice president because of my experience. And yeah, if I'm voted into this position, I'll be the best vice chair that I can be. So
Awesome job. So since this vote is not with 3 people, can we send our votes to you, Jamie, or is that good? Okay. So will everyone send in the chat privately to Miss Jamie your vote on who you would like to be the vice chair?
Sorry, I could not figure out how to get to my screen. I had the chat really big. The winner for the vice chair is Miss Ava Banner.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Ava. So next for our elections, we have secretary. I believe we have Yufron who is running. So would you like to give your speech on why you should be secretary?
Okay. Hi, my name is Gufran. Although this is my first year in YAC, I have had a myriad experience in positions of responsibility, especially with organizational skills and things like that, which this position really calls for. I like to think I'm dedicated and driven when it comes to things like giving back, and I'm really dedicated to stuff like that. So I hope that you guys would give me the honor of being your secretary.
Awesome. Would anyone else like to run for secretary? Alrighty, if not, we will do a motion to approve Gufran as secretary along with the second motion. I can start. I motion to approve Gufran as secretary.
I second that motion.
I second.
Perfect. Looks like Ava second that motion. I think it was one other person. But yes. Do we do a roll call? Okay. Ava, would you like to do the roll call?
Yeah, of course. So first on my screen is Jacob.
Aye.
Daniel.
Aye.
Jordan.
Aye.
Gufran.
Aye.
Jada.
Aye.
Gunn.
Aye.
Jayla.
Aye.
Max.
Aye.
Madison.
Aye.
And Nasi.
Aye.
Oh, I think you forgot me, but I.
Yeah.
Don't,
Addison.
and don't forget yourself too, Ava.
And then I also approve.
Perfect. It's a unanimous vote. Gufran is our secretary for this year. And last but not least, we have the vote for historian. We have one person who is running. Jordan, would you like to give your speech on why you should be historian?
Yes. Hi, my name is Jordan Moore. I represent Kennedy High School. I want to be a historian because I am experienced in photography and documented things, as I am the secretary of FBLA at my school, and I also document things for SGA, which I'm president of. That's all.
Amazing. So maybe have a motion, or would anyone else like to run for historian? If not, may I have a motion to approve Jordan as historian?
I motion to approve Jordan Moore as historian for Youth Advisory Council.
I second that motion. Ava, we have one more roll call vote.
All right, so to start, so I don't mess it up this time, Addison.
Aye.
Nasi.
Aye.
Madison.
Aye.
Max.
Aye.
Daniel.
Aye.
Jada.
Aye.
Gunn.
Aye.
Gufran.
Aye.
Jacob.
Aye.
Jayla.
Aye.
Jordan.
Aye.
And then I also approve.
So our 2022-23 Youth Advisory Council officers are Addison Truzy as Vice Chair, Addison Truzy as Chair, Ava Banner as Vice Chair. Oh my goodness. Gufran as Secretary, and Jordan Moore as Historian. Congratulations to all of you. Next on our agenda, we have committee discussions and updates. I don't think that last meeting we were able to choose who to be part of the committees.
And that is correct, Addison.
So
and are you all interested in choosing committees quickly? We have 3 committees, and so if you let us know which committee you're interested in, we can note that in the minutes. So there are no reports.
The committees that we have are community relations, government affairs, and there's one more.
Public relations.
Public relations.
Yes, and so public relations would work on the newsletters You know, you all do a newsletter each semester, more or less. So one around the fall/winter and one in the spring/summer. And so you do 2 newsletters for each year of YAC. And that committee is responsible for making sure that the articles are collected and that the newsletters are done in a timely manner. Government relations or government affairs, that committee is responsible for coordinating things that involve the city council. For instance, you all usually attend 2 city council meetings per year. And so this committee, government affairs, would be responsible for working with YAC to select dates for when you would attend those meetings as a body. So that's the main thing. And then of course, when you do your annual report, government affairs make sure that there are people or a person who is responsible for sharing the annual report with the city council. And then community relations. That committee is responsible for making sure that YAC is kept apprised of any kind of community projects that YAC has decided to undertake. Namely, when we're talking about the annual project, the Community Relations Committee will be heavily involved in that, and they will take the lead on a lot of the work with that, just to make sure that all of YAC is included. So if you have an interest in any of those, please let us know. Matter of fact, you could probably even put that in the chat in the interest of time. You could just put that in the chat and we can document that for everyone. Because we do have a very special guest with us today. And she has so patiently listened to you all conduct your business. And we want to make sure that we allow our member from the Winston-Salem City Council, who represents the East Ward, Ms. Annette Scipio, time to speak with you all about another very important initiative. And she is championing this initiative for you out in the community. And so while you all are selecting your committees, I think looks like probably everyone has done so, almost everyone. Like I said, we will record that. Looks like we're missing about 4 or 5 of you who have not selected yet. If you have not selected a committee, we need for you to do so. Okay, looks like we're only about 2 shy. So a couple of you have not selected. Please make sure you select. Okay, and while you're doing that, I'm going to turn it back over to our chair to continue on with the next agenda item. Oh, did Addison leave? I know she said she had to leave early.
She is about.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm here.
Okay.
Right now. I apologize. But I will leave if it's okay. Ava, can I leave you to lead the meeting out?
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, of course.
Perfect, perfect. Bye everyone. Bye.
Okay, Madam Vice Chair, we're on our next agenda item.
I apologize. So the next thing that I have on our list is the annual project discussion. However, I do know that Ms. Scipio has been waiting a fairly long amount. So Ms. Scipio, if you would like to go on ahead and discuss I believe it's the Kansas City conference, then please, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you very much. I don't mind waiting. I love this meeting. I'm so impressed with all of you. But I'll just go ahead and give you my little 2 cents about what I'm doing. Every year, elected leaders gather with the National Leagues of Cities, which is a national organization that brings officials from around the country to what they call their city summit. That means the National League every year goes to a particular host city. And at that conference, I have been so disappointed because when I go around and I look at everything, there are all these wonderful youth groups from around the country represented. And I knew that we had a great council, and I said, I wonder why our kids aren't there. So you haven't been going because there's a need to get monies to get you there. So I have taken on my special little project of trying to raise funds to be able to support our youth council members going to the National Leagues of Cities, their city summit. This year it's in Kansas City, Missouri, and it's November the 16th, actually the 17th through the 19th. It's the actual conference is a Thursday through a Saturday. I am still raising money. I have about at least committed for almost all of those on the screen, if you want to go on the screen. And so I'm committed to finding money for all of you to go if you want to go. So the cost is $2,000 per student, and that will include airfare, hotel fare, and food for you, and transportation in the city. I believe you may have received the schedule. One of the things that's unique about the youth part of the conference is that the sessions are planned by the youth from around the country. So they have workshops that they pull together. And the workshops this year include youth engagement, another on mental health, one on civil discourse, and then another on social entrepreneurship. And of course, as a delegate, you will go to the general sessions with the other elected officials. And some of the general session speakers so far are Dr. Sanjay Gupta. You may have heard of him. He's an award-winning correspondent and a neurosurgeon. John Stankey, who's the Chief Executive Officer at AT&T. And there's Brandon Fleming, who's a national acclaimed educator. He's an award-winning author of Miseducated and a former debate coach at Harvard University. I find these conferences to be very informative for me as an elected official. The city summit is just, there are thousands of people are there. And there are wonderful exhibits. You go and you get all kinds of trinkets if you're into that. You just meet people. Just getting to know other young people or getting to know nationally recognized people who are significant in their field. It is an educational summit. It is demanding. It starts in the mornings. Let me see here. The youth program starts, you guys are nice. Oh, it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's a full day. It's a very full day. And for the youth, they also have a special social event. So I would like to encourage those of you who would like to attend to just confirm that with us. This is a very, very quick turnaround, and I do apologize that we started raising money on a short timetable. So, but we really need to know that you're interested in attending because there are going to be forms that your parents are going to have to fill out. You're going to have to get permission slips from your schools to excuse you for the days that you're out. You'll actually be traveling on Wednesday and traveling on Sunday. So it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday that you'll have to be excused from school. You will have a chaperone, 2 chaperones that will go with you. So you will not be able to just go and do whatever you want and get lost in the crowd. There will be some rules around that. And you're going to have to share a room with someone just to keep our costs down. So you'll have a roommate. Do you have any questions about the conference? And if you just raise your hand, if you think you would like to go, I just need to know that how many people we might be looking at taking. So raise your hands if you think you'd like to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mr. Taylor, is your hand up? You're sort of dark. Yeah, okay, great. So I'm seeing 7, 8, I think. Is that right, Jamie? Let me see that. Okay, 1, 2, 3,
I'm trying to write names.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Okay, put your hands down. Those who think they may not want to go, raise your hand. Maybe that's easier. I didn't see, okay. And Gunn and Nosh. Okay, so that's really great. So we will be back in touch with you. It looks like right now we're looking like we're going to be able to make that. So I thank you all. Miss Jamie will be back in touch with you, getting all of the documents. Oh, and this is the other thing. You don't have to worry about a whole lot of clothes. We're going to provide a uniform shirt for you. You'll have a shirt, t-shirts, and a polo shirt to travel. You can decide on what you like to wear them with that, like jeans or khakis or skirt, whatever that is. So we'll be providing at least the top for you to be uniform at the conference. So that was, do you have any questions for me?
Jordan.
Just unmute and ask your question.
You said how much would this be? How much would this cost us?
It costs you nothing.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I had a question about like bringing materials, like kind of like notebooks, computers, bringing materials to learn. Would we have to do that?
You would only have to bring what you might need if you have to complete any assignments for school. But otherwise you wouldn't. They have conference bags and they provide all kinds of stuff. So that would not be necessary. Other questions? Those are good questions. Okay, so we will be back in, Ms. Jamie and I are working on this and we'll be back in touch. Thank you, Ms. Jamie.
I just would like to add, I have only heard from a few people from the first email. So we really need you to pay attention to email the next couple of days. The very first permission or form that we will have signed is just that, yes, your parents know and approve, and that you have asked your school about giving you that permission. Once we have those things, then we can start the process of making reservations. And then we will have a whole lot more of permission forms that you all will need to sign that we're working with our city attorney's office with. So.
And Councilmember Scipio, I really want to thank you so very much for even having the interest to look out for our YAC students. You know, YAC is a phenomenal advisory board to the city of Winston-Salem. And I'm hoping that you saw that tonight, you got a taste of it. And I think that they would definitely represent the city well. but certainly, because of the cost, oftentimes it is prohibitive for a lot of cities, including our own, to send a good number of students. And so without you and all of the work that you're doing out in the community to get these corporate sponsorships, this would not even be possible this year. So I would just like to thank you so much for working with my staff and trying to and definitely getting it done. And I think that you all would not be disappointed because you will be there with Councilmember Scipio and others, and you will learn so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and I will be there having, it's just a phenomenal thing to go to. It's a great conference. So I'm just excited to be able to show you guys off and be there with you. And it will be a lot of work, but I know you'll have a lot of fun. So thank you, Wanda. And thank you guys. You guys are doing phenomenal work. I am very impressed with you today and your officers. I know you're going to have a great, great year. And I will say that maybe those who go to City Summit might get some ideas on how to even improve your project that you want to do, because you have all of the kids from all over the nation. You'll hear what they are doing too. So thank you so much, and have a good meeting, and we'll work to get this done. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so if I may, I believe that the next thing on our agenda revolving around conferences is the state conference.
Thank you. So I'm just going to be real brief about this. So first of all, to kind of go back up to your annual project, we did submit for the mini grant application with the state youth council. That will be judged at the mini grant conference, which is in not this weekend, but the next weekend. In preparation for that, they have asked all the state youth councils to review these grants that have been submitted and give a little bit of a rating, which will then help their process when they're in person. Are there a few of you that would be interested this week? It's a very fast turnaround, so I apologize for that I can send these to, and you all would be able to meet either tomorrow evening or Thursday evening to review them. They have to be reviewed by Friday. Is there one person that would be able to do it on behalf of the committee?
I can work it on behalf of the committee, or if anybody else wants to do it, it'll just have to be a shorter time, like maybe an hour or 30 minutes, however long.
Gufran, were you also going to say, okay.
I would be able to do it on Wednesday, or maybe like a very short time on Thursday.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send it to both of you, Ava and Gufran, to see if you can work together, or even if it's virtually not, in person, but to do that would be great, so that we can show our support for all of the applicants, because we are one of them. So we will have more updates on other state conferences for the spring as they come forth. Unfortunately, this one was so close to the bigger conference that we were hoping to go to. We did not send information out or try to take a group to this conference. So, but we will have there will be 2 other opportunities in the spring.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Jamie. The next thing on our agenda is the annual project timeline. So I don't know if we want to have that discussion for this meeting, or if we want to postpone it to the next one. We're kind of tight with time. So we could, if
Ava, I think we're good with postponing. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. The main thing that I was going to ask, would it be proper to hold a vote to see if we want to discuss it now, or just go on and postpone it to the next meeting.
You can hold a vote if you'd like to do so.
All right. So in order to discuss the timeline, I'm going to hold a roll call vote. If you would like to discuss it at the next meeting, and nay, if you would like to discuss it now with whatever time we have. So starting off, Daniel.
Aye.
Jordan.
Aye.
Gunn.
Aye.
Gouffron.
Aye.
Jacob.
Aye.
Max.
Aye.
Jayla.
Aye.
Madison.
Aye.
Nasi.
Aye.
Jada.
Aye.
And Jeremiah.
Aye.
All right. So, and then I believe that is, oh, and Jacob.
Aye.
All right, so we can discuss the timeline for our annual project next meeting. The next thing on our agenda is the staff recommendations, or reminders, not recommendations, reminders and information.
Jamie, you want to talk about the newsletter and upcoming events?
Sure. So the newsletter for the fall is due, time is crunching here. So what we would ask is that we have 3 to 4 articles. That can be anything from your potential, the start of your annual project, people who went to International Village, maybe some of the people who facilitated the high school student race relations forum, possibly the trip you're about to go on. So we should be fine. There's lots to choose from. It'll just be a matter of people choosing which ones you would like to write about. We ask that the articles are around 300 words. It could be a little bit more, a little bit less, but stick as close to 300 as you can. And also make sure you have some pictures. We will need those by December 1st. So I believe we have a few people that said they would be in public relations, and Nasi has done public relations in the past. And I believe that you all have done really good at putting your newsletter together using Canva. If you would like my support in putting it together, that's fine as well. I just need the articles and pictures by December 1st. And that way that gives some time to really write some articles about the travel and everything that you all are about to do. So if there's anybody right now that knows if they would like to write an article about any of them, you can go ahead and say that now. Otherwise, please email me. And we will focus on this in the November meeting as well, so that we can get this complete by December 1st. Are there any questions about the newsletter? No? Is there anybody that knows they could write an article about something right now, so we can at least know we have a couple?
I could write an article. I know that I'm not in public relations, but I could write an article. It just depends on the topic. Give me the topic and I can most definitely follow through.
Thank you, Ava.
Hi, I'd like to write about the race relations, I think. But yeah, I think I would like to write an article for it.
Great. Thank you, Jayla.
I could also write an article if need be. I was at International Village, so I could definitely follow through on that if you'd like.
I could as well.
Awesome. Thank you all. All right.
Okay, awesome. Jamie, you going to continue to talk about the monthly meeting schedule and all that?
Sure. So we normally meet the fourth Tuesday of the month at 5:30. For November, that does fall the week of Thanksgiving. In the past, we've went ahead and met, or we've met the week before, or we can meet the last week, the last Thursday of the month. The week before would probably not be the best, since we now know that there might be a good number of you getting ready for a trip that evening. So if you all would like to do it Thanksgiving week with our normal time, the 4th, that would be November 22nd, or if you would like to push it to the 29th, if you'd like to vote on that. How many of you all can do the 22nd? Okay, how many would prefer to do the 29th? Okay, I see more hands for the 29th. Wanda, I don't know if that's appropriate to use hands, but.
Well, we may just want to do a vote, a real, like a vote. And so, because I think that there were some people who were like, they were shrugging like, hey, either way. Yeah. So, yeah. So Ava, would you like to call for a vote?
Yeah, of course. So this is a vote to have the meeting the 29th, which would be the last Tuesday, I believe. So once again, say aye if you're in support, say nay if you, would like to object. First is Max.
I'm fine with either, so aye.
Gufran?
Aye.
Daniel?
Aye.
Jordan?
Aye.
Gunn?
Aye.
Jacob?
Aye.
Jayla?
Aye.
Nasi?
Aye.
Madison?
Aye.
Jeremiah?
Aye.
Jada?
Aye.
And I believe that's everyone. And I also would approve the 29th.
Thank you, Ava. I think that was unanimous for the 29th. Same time, same place.
All right, so if that is all for the staff reminders and information, then that is it. That is the end of our meeting. So now I believe that I would call to adjourn, and I would motion to adjourn, and then I would have somebody second that motion. So I, Ava Banner, motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second the motion.
All right, great. So one thing before everybody begins to go, today's been a really good meeting. Thank you guys very much for your participation. And as Ms. Jamie said, keep an eye out on your emails because there's going to be a lot of information going back and forth. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great couple of weeks, and we will meet November 29th.
We'll forego the roll call vote because really you don't have to have it to adjourn technically. So we won't make you go through that yet. Thank you. Great job.